So depression is when one feels helpless, once we lose interest in things that we do day to day. Okay, so it's a state of being, it's a state of mind. Okay, and some of the causes are traumatic events, deaths, things that are out of the ordinary, and they're mostly external factors. And and everybody goes through that. We are allowed to have a bad day. 25%, let's just give it like 100% a day. We're allowed 25%, you're allowed to have a bad day, and then 75% a happy day. Okay, so once you're depressed, you give that percentage over. You get 75% way off, yeah, and then 25% is 75%. You give it like you're so sulky, you're so stressed out. You've allowed like your boss to, it's a choice. I call depression a choice because it's when let's give an example of like maybe your boss is just giving you a bad day, your colleagues are giving you a bad day, you get home, you get a bad day. You can choose to be happy. Okay, so for stress is normal. We need stress in our lives for us even to exist. Yeah, but stress is so good. It gives you the drive, it gives you the motivation even to experience life. Okay, so we'll have to do a test first. Okay, we'll have to do yes, we have to do a mental test. We'll have to do a mental test and assess, because now DSM-4 gives you the criteria. Yeah, if now you checklist on it, that's when we'll know you are surely depressed. Yeah, and these symptoms need to be consistent for 2 weeks. Yeah, we just can't be a one day off. You need to be feeling the same way for 2 weeks. When you don't have energy to do your work, when you feel low, when you don't feel motivated, when there's no need even you just want to sleep and sleep and sleep and sleep. When you have no appetite? At times, okay, depends. There are guys who get comfort foods, and there are guys who now away from food, yeah? At times you get weight gain and you can't explain where you're getting it. You lose so much weight and you're not dieting, you're not on any fitness program. You're just losing weight exponentially, yeah? And then once you do the test, the symptoms cannot be better explained by any medication that you're taking. It can be explained better by maybe if you're taking drugs or anything else. And then it must cause significant distress in your occupation, in your life, in your social life. Okay, and then finally, it cannot be better explained by any other mental disorder. That's when we'll say it's depression. How do we cope? First, we need a wholeness. Yeah, you don't just take care of your physical needs only. Yeah, you need to take care of yourself as a whole being, and I call it spices. How do we take care of me as me? Okay, I need to take care of my spiritual part. Okay, how am I connecting to God? Am I blaming God for my losses? Am I blaming God for all these things, or have I reached that place where may God, may everything works according to His glory? Yeah, even the Bible says that. Yeah, nothing happens by chance. There's a time for everything. And so King Solomon took so much time to explain for us there's time for this and time for that, time for this, and it's us to understand our seasons. Okay, and so once you take care of our spiritual needs, also need to take care of our physical needs. What kind of diet are we doing? Are we engaging in physical activity? And you just need 20 minutes of a whole day. 20 minutes of a whole day. You can either walk, you can either run, you can either do gym for those who are good at it. Yeah, and something to just take back energy to yourself. Okay, how well do I take care of my mental health? How well do I take care of my mind? Do I read books to wind off? What do I need to wind off? Yeah, do I need breathing exercises? There are guys who yoga is their cup of tea. Yeah, for me, when I just listening to good music, yeah, that's what works for me. We also need to take care of our emotions. Yeah, we don't need toxicity around ourselves. We don't need toxic people around ourselves who'll feed on to our depression, who'll feed on to our bad side. Yeah, we all know our friends. We all know who bring negative vibes in our life. We know all those bring positive energy. We need to surround ourselves with people who just give us positive energy. We just don't need toxicity all the time. Yeah, because that also feeds into depression. Mostly there must be a pattern. There must be a pattern. Suicide just doesn't happen. And suicide is just taking your own life. Not somebody else taking it for you, but you yourself intentionally, as ZP have said, today I'm going to commit suicide and I'm going to die today. Yeah. No, that's suicide. And suicide comes, it just doesn't happen from the blues, is when depression wasn't taken care of. Yeah. There's also medicine to help boost your time and all that. When it wasn't taken care of, you reach that point. Yeah. And it's just like I like looking at suicide like a drum. Yeah. Once you keep on filling it with water and not stopping, at some point it will overflow. Yeah. It's now taking too much in you, taking too much negative vibe, not taking care of yourself, as I've explained the spices, not taking care of yourself as a person, as a being, and allowing too much to a point where you cannot take it anymore, where you feel like I'm this drum of water that's overflowing, and it's not like the source is not stopping. Yeah, there can be, if you know this person very well. It's not like you'll meet me one day and you'll just meet me sulky and you're like, gosh, this is a depressed person. Not really. We must have had a relationship way before, You must have known, this is not normal for Zippy, this is not normal for this lady, yeah? If I'm this bubbly, happy-go-lucky kind of person, and then all of a sudden, I just need my space, I just need to be all enclosed, to be all alone, yeah? Like, there's something wrong with this person. And most of the time, it's Kenyan for us to say, let her deal with her own demons. Yeah, let her deal with her own problems. I'll pray for her. And you just whisper 2 sentences of prayer and just let her be. Yeah. Once you notice things that are out of the ordinary, from the normal person you are used to. This was a bubbly person, or maybe this was an introverted person. And then all of a sudden they're all over the place. That can also be a telltale sign. Yeah. Somebody can be calling for attention. Kindly seek address to this particular thing that I'm going through right now. Interesting. You might be giving the person like the ideas also. So you need to be so gentle in how you do it, because the person like, Sasa, you just see me and you see me like thinking of killing myself. It depends on also how well you know this person. Like, so how are you doing? What are you... You just get to know what is this person, what are you looking up to now, what is your purpose right now, and that's when the person might open up to you. Or you can also seek counseling for the person. You can also advise on that. And also, like I like really doing something I call first aid counseling, especially when guys are grieving and all these things. I like going there and just helping them debrief and helping them load what's going on. This person has literally gone. There are guys who are in denial for even 20, 30 years of maybe somebody who passed on way back because they just don't want to deal with it. And they don't know how to deal with it. So it's better going through the grieving fully, or going through whatever it is fully. We can also grieve loss of a job. That's like serious grieving, like in such an economic crunch right now. We can also grieve just an ex a girlfriend who just left me like, I'm done with you, Yeah. We can also we can grieve when church. Also just like, you're no longer needed here. Maybe there's something you did, there's something that went on and all that. And they're like, we're done with you. We grieve lots of things, even moving from one location to another person. We grieve that. A new job, we also, exciting as it is, adjusting might be such a problem, because the person who was there, the person you've replaced was something else to this community or something else to these people. So we grieve a lot of things. And all these things can cause depression and finally suicide. Actually, it depends. It really depends on the person. It really depends on what goal does this person have. Look like a teenager. A teenager, most likely it's a cry for help, a cry for attention, a cry for significance. Suicide or attempting suicide may look cool at that point, and I'll try it out. There's some who've attempted and were helped out, and some who are not found at good time and they passed on. It might be a cool thing at that point. It might be a cry for help in that perspective. Even for a wife, it can be a cry for help from the relatives, because maybe, at times it's like, you're the problem. It's not the guy who's the problem. and let me do something drastic that these people notice that actually there's a problem here, you get. So it actually depends on the stage one person is in and the intensity. So a cry for help can be on that line, depending on actually where the person is in. Yeah. We tend to think of men more because men are quite hard to open up. Women, we talk out our emotions, we talk out our problems, we talk out everything. But before a man opens up, it's like, cool, tuko poa, you know, it's brushing it off, and we keep on piling up. And also, you know, it depends on cultural setting also, yeah. You know, where there's, you know, we can also adapt anger. I can live with somebody who's always depressed. Somehow I'll get depressed. There, you know, like people who are in poverty-stricken areas, they're likely to, you get, because of the kind of environment you've been exposed to for such a long time. Okay, so there are many people who are exposed, but on a higher side, man, they hardly open up. So piling up of emotions and venting. Because you guys, I think, do you ever get angry? You know, because it's one off and that's it. And it's like, for us, we'll need to tell you from the genesis of how you've been attacking me to the revelation, and maybe mend our ways, you know. I think because we're just good with the word.